We have 40 plus startups with us today. And what's even more powerful is this: a majority of you are already thinking about expanding globally within the next 6 to 12 months. That's not ambition, that's a shift in mindset. And in fact, we got 90 plus registrations, and I think a few of them couldn't make it today. But overall, majority of them are already thinking about expanding globally within the next 6 to 12 months. At IITM Global Research Foundation, we are seeing a very clear pattern. Over 70% of the startups registered are already at MVP or revenue stage, and nearly 20% of the registered startups are targeting 3 to 4 global markets within US, UAE, ASEAN, Europe, and Africa simultaneously. This is not early exploration anymore. This is serious global intent. But here's the challenge. Many of you are planning to expand in 3 to 6 months or within the next 3 months. And that's where things get critical, because global expansion is not just opening a new market or setting up an entity. It's about getting your structure right, your market right, and your timing right. One wrong move and you lose 6 to 12 months. So today is not generic. This workshop is built specifically for this room of startups based on your inputs, your timelines, and your challenges. And what's exciting is many of you are targeting multiple markets, which means we are no longer talking about local startups going global. We're talking about multi-market, globally scalable companies from day one. To set the direction for how IITM startups can navigate this shift, I now invite Mr. Madhav, Narayan, CEO of IITM Global, who's actively building these global corridors for startups like yours.
Good afternoon to everyone. Before I kick off, we have the privilege of 2 senior faculty and 1 former dean and the new dean of global engagement. I requested Professor Raghu, who's been the architect of, first of all, the Global Engagement Office of IIT Madras, which has had an incredible journey and is under his exemplary leadership, to talk a little bit about the vision that has become a reality today in the form of IIT Madras Global Research Foundation. Professor Raghu.
Welcome to every one of you. What started as an idea a few years back is now a room with startup owners who want to take the journey that we thought that many of you would be interested in taking, but like any idea that one has, the idea sounds good, but in practice, how will it work is something that okay. Anyway, so the idea behind IITM Global is the following. We have been noticing that India is playing a very important role globally, as you would be seeing, and the kind of confidence that we see in India over the last 5 years is something that's truly interesting to watch and in some sense inspiring. And IIT Madras has been at building startups and so on for several years now. Our IIT Madras Research Park started in 2009, and it's been an incredible success. And sitting in the Office of Global Engagement, we also got to see the kind of interest that foreign entities, both universities and companies, have in India in general and IIT Madras in particular. So having witnessed all of these in the last 4 years that I was the dean here at IIT Madras, we figured out that it's time to take some of the things that we do global. So essentially, we started with 4 pillars. As you might know, we publish several IPs. So we thought about commercializing these IPs by localizing in different markets. That's one pillar that we thought about. There are several startups in the IIT Madras ecosystem. We thought about taking those and giving them a global marketplace. That's the second pillar. We have about 650 faculty who cover almost all areas of engineering. So we thought if we connect them to a global marketplace, then projects and consultancy opportunities could be there for these faculty. And also We have several bespoke master's programs in quantum computing, advanced materials, data science, and AI. And we thought those could also be interesting outside. So these are the 4 pillars that we wanted to take outside of IIT Madras. And there started the idea of IITM Global. But with Madhav coming on board, these ideas have been fleshed out a lot more. If you notice, the 4 things that I said were all very IIT Madras centric, but we have opened out tremendously. Through the idea of memberships to this IITM Global, we now are encouraging startups from IIT Madras and outside IIT Madras who have ambitions to go global to come through our platform so that we can give them easy access to global markets. We are also truly thinking of IITM Global not anymore as a program, but as a platform, a marketplace where we can match startups to markets outside. We can have companies source projects from startups and so on. So our idea of IITM Global as over the period of time expanded quite a bit. And in the last 1 year, I'm very happy to report that there are 4 markets where we have been welcomed very positively with space that we can offer to our startups. And wherever we have gone, we've had connects with the governments and also the local corporate ecosystem. So we can leverage those for people who go through IITM Global. So it's been a really exciting, and you see the markets here, it's been a really exciting journey, which has gone much faster than what I expected. And I never expected this to happen within a year of us starting. I thought we'll still be figuring out the ropes of how to do this. So that not only tells us about IIT Madras, but I think it tells us about where India is as a country and where the young folk of India who are going to really drive this are in terms of their thinking. It's not anymore local, it's really global. And I think I want to congratulate Madhav. A lot of this has happened because of the energy and the drive that Madhav brings to this activity. And I'm very happy that his team has put together this platform. I think it's a great idea to give you information about how to go to global markets, how we can facilitate your journey, and so on. So I'm hoping this will be the first of many such workshops. Once we get some good feedback, please feel free to give very critical, good feedback. What we want to do is to be useful to you. A workshop is only useful if you find it useful. So you please let us know what helped you, what you thought you will get, you didn't get, and so on, so that we can keep improving this and then really make this the place where startups can come and learn and grow with us. Thank you again, Madhav, for giving me this opportunity, and I hope you all have a wonderful workshop today. Thank you.
So we'll have now Professor Preeti Agalyam, the new Dean of Global Engagement and the former Director in charge of the Zanzibar campus, and she's been an inspiration. Building something in Africa is not easy, as many of you would know. I think it took a lot of courage and, of course, a strong belief that things can happen in Africa as well. I think perfect person to step into the shoes of Professor Raghu. Preeti.
Thank you, Madhav, for the kind words. I think in general, it's always a bad idea to ask a professor if he or she wants to share a few words, because we have always many words to say, but I don't want to take too much of your time for sure. It's a pleasure to be here to see all the eager faces around the room looking forward to this. I reiterate what Professor Raghu said, fantastic work by Madhav and his team in putting something like this together. I'm so very proud as a long-term IIT Madras person to see how not only do we do programs or put together small things, but we build ecosystems. And I think this is one step in the right direction in terms of building an ecosystem. From my side, as Madhav said, I've spent the past 3 years or so in Africa, and I want to make an especial pitch to all of you that you explore that particular global market a little more closely. The median age across Africa is 19 as of today. And I think in a couple of decades from now, at least a quarter of the world's young population will be from that region. And as you can imagine, in several thematic areas, of course, healthcare, digitalization, water, agriculture, and so on, the opportunity, and also manufacturing, the opportunities in the continent of Africa are going to be fantastic. I hope that you learn very many things about how to explore this type of opportunities, not only in Africa, but also beyond. I leave you in very good hands. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you, Professor Raghu and Professor Preeti, to kick off this session. First of all, thanks to Madhula and the rest of my team for having pulled this together in a very short period of time. And I was quite surprised. We were actually looking for a 25 number small group. To be very honest, we had booked another room in ICSR. Then Madhula frankly called me and said the registrations are overwhelming. What I understand in the last count, we have crossed 50, about 15 online and 35 out here. So thank you for the overwhelming response and the keenness to attend a workshop like this. So Madhula prepared a presentation. If you want, I can present or I can talk. I love storytelling than presentations, as many people say. So I'll go quickly and leave the floor to the people who have been kind enough to come and run these workshops for us. Two of our keen vendors, who will take you through what you need to know and what you may not know. Okay, I think that's the whole objective. As Professor Raghu and Professor Preeti said, please give us your feedback. I think only by learning we improve. It will be a focus to continuously improve what we can offer you. So IITM Global, as was articulated well by Professor Raghu, was born out of a couple of triggers, as I understood before I joined, because I wanted to know I'm part of a journey that can really help in driving impact. So the first trigger was, as all of you know, IIT Madras was the first institute from amongst IITs to go and set up a global campus, which was in Zanzibar. And obviously it was a heavy lifting journey. It was not easy. Both the regulatories being involved and then finding space, building a campus, then hiring faculty, then proposing the value proposition of studying in Zanzibar campus, though of course the brand of IIT Madras helped. So that was trigger number one, that it does take a fair amount of effort to go and set up an overseas campus and then run it. It's been very successful. The journey has been excellent. It wouldn't have happened but for the belief and the perseverant effort that was put into making it work. The second trigger was our faculty felt that over the last decade and a half, we have built a very robust research and innovation, strong research and innovation ecosystem that has matured and grown over the years, and it's continuing to grow. The pipeline is stronger than ever before. So there was an opportunity to take this research and innovation ecosystem to global markets and extract value. In fact, the initial focus was primarily on US, Silicon Valley. That's when I got to meet Professor Raghu, and he shared the vision. And then we agreed that we will try and kind of re-engineer it to see if it can be even bigger than just the objective of setting up something in the US. So, and today we're looking at IIT Madras Global Research Foundation, which started as a project, is today an entity. It's a full-fledged entity. I've got a very high energy and passionate team of staff who believe in this journey and the journey of creating immense value for everyone. So we are going into 5 markets in phase 1, and that's the commitment we have made to the board. These 5 markets early on have been identified, as all of you know, which is shown in the map, which is US, Middle East, Europe and APAC. US looking at both the west and the east coast, in the Middle East, UAE, then in Europe, UK and Germany, and in APAC, Malaysia, and I'm saying still counting, because even today morning we have received a fresh invite for another country. I will not talk about it right now, but the pipeline of countries interested in having us is very, very strong. We have probably another dozen waiting, and not to forget the fact that we also have Africa. So the regional coverage or the geographic coverage is continuing to grow. As would have been mentioned, but again, for a quick recap, we are pivoting on 4 pillars. The first pillar is all about you, which is deep tech growth stage startups. And one of the things, as Professor Raghu mentioned, we have to decide very quickly that while we are focusing a lot on the IIT Madras incubated startups, there is also a big push coming from outside as well, like the incubation cell that had to open the doors for startups that were beyond the faculty and students of IIT Madras. There's a lot of demand coming from outside as well. So that's the first pillar, which is taking growth stage startups to global markets to give them industry connects, capital access, and market access. The second pillar is our pillar of Centers of Excellence for Deep Dive Research, which all of us know does a lot of good work here in India. At any given point in time, we have 2,500 sponsored research projects. We do a lot of consultancy work. So we believe that this is again a pillar that can be positioned very aggressively outside of India. The third pillar is IPs. We register more than an IP a day, and that again is a pillar we believe can add tremendous value. We've been doing a lot of monetization work in India, why not in global markets? And finally, on the academic program side, you all would know that the portfolio of IIT Madras has gone beyond the regular bachelor's, master's and PhD programs. We have a bunch of skilling, upskilling programs that are in huge demand across global markets. And interestingly, across all these pillars, we have had traction. Across all these pillars, we've been able to generate value already in a very short period of time. And as was mentioned, for all these markets, we have signed MOUs with government, stroke academia, stroke some of the Indian diaspora who've been very, very keen to have IIT Madras in their respective countries. So we are pretty much in an operational mode right now to help startups actually find space. So we'll be in a position to offer space to these startups. The details can always be picked up either by writing to us or also in the handbook that we'll be giving all of you. Of course, into these markets, the way we have moved is probably the best way you can. In today's market situation, you have to constantly look at risk mitigation. So we have structured an approach whereby we have the blessings of our country as well as the outside country. So all of you may know that we were inaugurated formally by the Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Dr. Jaishankar. And that was obviously for a reason, because he leads the bilateral cooperation between two countries. So all the various Indian high commissions, embassies, consulates are already informed that IIT Madras is coming in global. So whenever we go to these countries, it becomes our first port of call. We meet either the consul general or the ambassador or the high commissioner. So they are very, very keen to make sure that we succeed, and hence the startups that we take also succeed. So that's one thing that I wanted to highlight, so that it's a very well structured approach. Secondly, in those markets, we have go-to-market partners who know the landscape, who know the terrain, who can actually accelerate the connects that are required. There are examples, I don't want to be specific here, of startups that have already moved, have already established customers and are in the process of raising the next round of capital. So that's the speed at which it has helped us to move because of the go-to-market partners. We also have partners from here in India. A few of them are sitting here who've been generous enough and kind enough to help us, support us and be part of our journey. And they've been keen to participate and also look at opportunities where they can come in either to enable customers or to invest. So that's been extremely encouraging. Of course, Madhav is very specific to talk about the membership model. So as I've been laying out how we are moving, which markets we are moving, how we are setting up our operations, how we are engaging go-to-market partners, one of the things we realized very early on that this IITM Global initiative is a journey. It is not a simple program or an overnight quick connect, use and throw. It has to actually create value. Value means you have to be there longer together. It has to be collaborative. Most of us know ecosystems flourish when there is deep dive collaboration. There's a lot of immersion. And that is one of the reasons we decided that we want to build a global tech community. And the best way to do it is build a membership model and get everybody connected into it, associated with it, with not only interest, intent, but also a little bit of investment so that we are together for that period of time. But what it gives you in return, as I said today, access to 5 markets, which we believe in the next 3 to 5 years' time can become easily 10 or even more because we have a strong pipeline. So it automatically gives you the access to these markets. And being part of it, we believe we are pulling in all the different stakeholders in this journey, which is not only startups, investors, industry, the go-to-market or ecosystem partners, global academic institutions, global agencies like the foundations, and also individuals, particularly the alumni of IIT Madras. So this becomes a very powerful global tech community where we believe if I fast forward by 5 to 10 years from today, there will be a lot of needs that will be served between each other, amongst each other, that can create tremendous value. It will become such a powerful ecosystem. Opportunities will get automatically created. We have already had examples of partnerships where a startup has partnered with an ecosystem partner and they're going to market together. A startup has partnered with an industry and the industry player has said, hey, your product is fantastic, let's do the pilot testing. If it is good, then we will go and market your product. Okay, so we've already started seeing that. And those examples can be shared. I will request Madhav whenever she has time or when you connect with her to share more of those specific examples. So that is the objective of this membership model, this tremendous value, tremendous collaboration opportunity. And when you really look at the math behind it or the economics behind it, I was saying the other day in good humor, I think Madhav be giving away too much here, too much of commitment. But I think that's the kind of platform that has to be given. That's the encouragement we want to give you all to make sure that we take you. And one thing I can assure you is that the success of startups and IIT Madras Research Park Incubation Cell is a great example. For most of you who know, the conversion rate of an idea to a commercial entity is unparalleled. It's at about 70% today. And the main reason behind that success is nurturing, hand-holding. We are here to do that. We want to nurture you all the way through to see that you are successful. I think that's the goal that we have. And in fact, I just met the director. He pulled me in to meet me and talk to me. The only thing he keeps repeating every time I meet him, please get them customers, please get them customers. And that's what we definitely will to make sure that your aspirations are met. It cannot be met only by just raising capital, going and setting up shop somewhere, but gaining those customers. That is very, very critical. But when you do that, we want to also ensure the best business managers are probably the best risk managers who know how to deliver results while mitigating risk all the time. So there are examples today of what's happening around us. So in those constrained environments, you should be able to continue to deliver what you are expected to. I think in order to move into global markets, it is very important to know what you think you know, but you don't know completely, or what you don't know at all. And that is where we have got a couple of vendors today who have been kind enough to spare time to come and take you all through what you should know when you're going out to global markets. Feel free to ask them the right questions. I will leave the time management to Madhula to see how you want to do it, whether it is stop and answer a question or answer questions at the end. So thank you all for, again, coming in overwhelming numbers. Wish you all the very best. We'll go in this journey together. We are here to power aspirations. We want to make sure that all of you who have thought big, follow your aspirations, but keep this in mind. Always think of creating a huge impact. Leaving impact is very, very important. That will give you gratification. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.